My time as a gamer has been filled to the brim with example after example of corporate greed in gaming, just tempting to make something happen only for it to fall directly on its face. I've seen motion controls of VR come and go several different times, 3D technology following a similar fate, but nothing that I've seen collapse faster was the idea that an $80 game could be something that could be sustained during the deep breath before the plunge that is the next upcoming gaming collapse. I still think it's not going to be that far off, and there is one singular game that could end up staving off the upcoming Armageddon, but we will talk about that here in a second. But yeah, there were big plans that got exposed, especially with the launch of the Switch 2, that yes, $80 games were going to become the standard, and then you started to have other companies decide to hop on the bandwagon. You had Microsoft come out and say that, yep, starting this holiday season, we're going to be running out $80 games. And then you had other studios try to adopt a similar model, and guess what? All of that shit failed spectacularly because, okay, cool, of all of the video games that were announced or at least assumed to have floated the idea for their own releases, the shilling for this idea was left up to the access media, and well, you ended up getting headlines very quickly saying that video gamers need to adjust to a new normal. Hey guys, you know, if you take a look at inflation, games are actually cheaper than they've ever been. All of those fucking goofy ass arguments, oh god. All of them were ass, all of them were crap. And while via exchange rates in different countries, like ever since games went up to $70, god, what was that at the outset of the PS5 launch, Canadians have been playing and, well, not really playing all that much, but paying $80, $90, $95 for new releases because our economy is so strong. Remember, guys, elbows up. You know, thanks, Mark Carney, on the fucking headboard. Anyways, but yeah, you take a look at the confirmed $80 titles. Mario Kart World. How's that player base working out right now? How many full lobbies can you get in a 24-person race out there? And not looking all that well a few months after release. Wild shit. The Outer Worlds 2. Well, Microsoft tried to launch their $80 initiative with that title, and then in very short order ended up walking that back. Possible future $80 titles. Fable, well, we don't even know when the fuck that is coming out. At earliest 2027, but it looks like it's going to be, once again, put back on the shelf. Gears of War E-Day, which I don't know if we have a concrete release date on that, but we'll see. And then, of course, Black Ops 7, where that just didn't end up being the case at all. And it's funny, right? You can even see this next sub-headline within the same article even. You have the other side of this conversation, which ended up leading to a lot of the studios and a lot of the publishers walking back their $80 aspirations. Recent AAA launches, yes, make it hard to justify $80. Yeah, because most of them are broken, buggy, and incomplete. You're seeing the same criticisms right now leveled at Bloodline the Masquerade. Bloodlines 2. Jesus, I can't even remember the full title of that game. But yeah, how many AAA games that have come out have actually been completed, that have actually been functional on launch? Not Borderlands 4, not Assassin's Creed Shadows, going back to last year. Definitely not Star Wars Outlaws. So yeah, why would you have any hope for AAA over indie, especially this year, to deliver a complete experience for even more money? It's just simply not going to happen. So yeah, the push for $80 games in 2025 came and went like the wind, but that conversation is very likely to ramp up in the near future, because if you're just simply listening along, you might notice that I ended up leaving off one title of a possible future $80 game, and that of course would be Grand Theft Auto 6. And now we're starting to see a lot of shills, a lot of greedy motherfuckers in the gaming industry want GTA 6 to be $100. Even though Rocksteady, an actual good publisher, a Rockstar, hasn't given us any kind of an update after they dropped that really great trailer earlier this year. They just simply know that, yeah, they kind of got the game coming out next year. They don't really need to do a lot of marketing behind it. And even if they do want to slap a $100 price tag on it, it's still going to be the biggest entertainment launch of all fucking time when it comes out in May of next year. And so all of the speculation, all of the breakdowns that are coming from the mainstream media, a lot of them center around how much content is going to be in this game, and given the fact that, you know, Rockstar only puts out quality games, why shouldn't it cost $100? It's like, fuck, under that logic, why shouldn't it cost $500? Why shouldn't it cost $1,000? Why stop at $100? Because that's what you think you can get away with. But yes, as the debate over the price for GTA 6 rages on, one developer of the original Saints Row, itself heavily inspired by GTA, said that he hopes Rockstar charges $100 for it, insisting it's the only game in the world that can get away with with it. Well, I mean, Nintendo thought that Mario Kart World could get away with $80, and gamers learned the lesson real quick that, yeah, just because you value something at $80 doesn't necessarily mean that's going to be worth that much, and that's why sales for that game have fallen off of a fucking cliff. But yes, Strauss Zelnick, boss of Rockstar parent company Take-Two, is often asked how much Rockstar will charge. Yes, for what is expected to be the biggest entertainment launch of all time. And each time he's asked, Zelnick dances around the question, pointing to delivering value for customers. Adding fuel to the scrutiny is that the industry's recent jump from $70 to $80 for some games. One example, yes, if Nintendo is charging $80 for Switch 2 games like Mario Kart World, and Microsoft, as many expect, jumps to $80 for its games for next year after backtracking on doing it this year, shouldn't that be more of the story right there? Shouldn't that be something that, maybe this industry, instead of hastening its collapse, is trying to walk it back and do a little bit of damage control? Then it's hard to see GTA 6 priced any cheaper. Well, given the fact that you have the CEO coming out and saying that we want to provide value to the customers, meaning that, yeah, they know that they're going to have a huge launch and they don't want to impede that at all. So if they just come out and they just simply charge $70 for the game, and they can continue to run up the prices for the different versions that'll be out there. That's always been standard, or at least it has been since the PS3, Xbox 360 era, when you could get collector's editions. If they just give you a couple of tchotchkes over the top of it, yeah, you could charge $100, $120, $150. But $100 for a base game, I mean, even if you have GTA Online on there, even if the mainline campaign is in excess of 100, 200 hours, and you have up to like 500 hours of additional content, you might think it's worth $100. But if you just come out and it's like, here, $70, that's what the game costs. We love our players way too much, whatever kind of PR spin they want to put over the top of it. That type of goodwill in the face of the rest of the industry clawing, scraping, and attempting to rob you of every last red cent you possess, they will once again end up looking like the good guys, just putting a complete, functional, and excellent game out there. I mean, this is really their situation to screw up. In an interview with esports insider Stockman, Chris Stockman that is, the design director for the first Saints Row game, responded to the suggestion that GTA 6 will be the first $100 video game. They're the only ones that can get away with it, Stockman says. I don't think that it's a rising tide that floats all boats, but they'll try it. You've seen it with Nintendo. I think that there'll be a tremendous amount of backlash if everyone switched to $100. Yeah, just like there was for $80, and there were so many fucking Nintendo suck-offs out there saying the equivalent of stop being poor, because don't you dare affect the bottom line of my favorite multi-billion-dollar company. Bunch of hacks. Not all games are created equal. I think GTA is the only one that can get away with it, and I hope they do. I really hope it's $100. I think it deserves to be $100. You fucking suck off. Bro, you're not going to get a job at Rockstar. Fucking moving along. The scope and magnitude of the production deserves that price tag, but not everything is treated equally, so it would be a disaster if everyone tried to match them. And they will. Stockman here is saying that the sheer scope of GTA 6 will be a magnitude higher than any other video game before it. We don't know that for sure. We have speculation, but we don't have anything really confirmed by Rockstar. Certainly, it's rumored to have the largest development budget of all time. Rockstar has barely shown any of the game, so it's unclear exactly how big and varied the experience it will be. But yes, we're all just assuming a bunch of different shit. It's kind of like everybody coming out and saying, oh yeah, it's going to be $100 because that's what it's going to be worth. How do you know that? Why would you try to will that into existence? Given the state of the current AAA market, I mean, it's possible. And he's not wrong in saying that, yeah, GTA is the lone franchise that could do it, but you know how greedy and you know how desperate the rest of the industry is right now. This will hasten its collapse more than broken, buggy, unfinished releases ever could. So until we get more official information on GTA 6, all we're going to have is a bunch of other scatterbrained and harebrained schemes in order to keep the hype cycle running at a fever pitch. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.